Court is calling 2022 CR 7826A, State of Texas versus John Ray Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
State, Jason Garion.
Defense?
Phyllis Field.
And are you Mr. Perez? Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Perez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it? Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, I'm going to need you to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on an indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with burglary of a building with intent to commit theft? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to need you all not to talk in the box while we're on the record. All right, that's okay. Everyone, in this court, we try to make everybody's job as pleasant and as easy as possible. So that helps the court reporter out. And everyone knows we have a new court reporter. So we're trying to make her enjoy her time here. All right, so let me see where I left off. All right. Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? No. Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there should be a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to Michael John McLaughlin, McLaughlin. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
It is, Your Honor. There's one exception. We are going to ask for a PSI in this case, and also we're going to ask for a restitution.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be 150 hours community service restitution and no contact with Michael John McLaughlin. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, the state offer state exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
Mr. Perez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, There will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. We are back on the record. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just that this is the first offense, that he has no priors at all. And he has a job, he's doing most things right, and we would like for you to also bargain and also allow us to have the restitution.
All right, Mr. Perez,
Yes, ma'am.
who is Valerie Espinosa to you?
My ex-girlfriend's mother.
All right, and Starlin Rodriguez,
That's my ex-girlfriend.
do you have any children with her?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
I have children. Yes.
What are their ages
5 and 4.
and where are they now?
They're with the mother of my children.
Do you see them
Yes. Yeah,
How-
every weekend.
every weekend? Is that according to some court order or that's just some agreement you worked out?
It's those are the only days I get off, but I wasn't by court.
All right, and what do you do?
I work for American Greetings,
Doing what?
stocking the greeting cards at Walmart's and Targets.
I remember growing up, we would sell greeting cards during the Christmas holiday,
Okay.
and that's how you made extra money.
Yes.
When you said you were working at American Greetings, I was like, are you writing?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, so if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
That would be positive.
Okay, what are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
Smell.
All right, because I can have you drug tested today. Here's the thing about the questions that I asked you. I'm asking you because I don't do cookie cutter. I don't do cookie cutter probation. Everybody doesn't get the same thing. Sometimes people need more than others. And usually with regards to what people will be positive for, usually I'll start you off with outpatient treatment or either intensive outpatient treatment. But if you're dishonest, that's where we have a problem because you all have come up with an agreement for you to be on probation. I want you to be successful at probation if I go along with it. I take no joy in sending people to prison, but I think your attorney in the state will tell you I will send people to prison, but I take no joy in it. So I want you to be successful at it. I don't want you to come back here because you're being unsuccessful or because I'm not giving you something that you need. So is it just going to be marijuana?
It'll be marijuana and crystal meth.
All right. So how often are you doing crystal meth?
Not much.
What does not much mean?
Every week.
Okay. Let me explain to you, doing meth every week, that's a lot. And I know sometimes when you're in the throes of your addiction, you don't see it as a lot, but it is a lot. Okay.
Since I got this case, I've been trying to quit filter. So
I don't, sometimes, it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say they want to give up soda, but it calls your name as you're walking down the aisles at the grocery store. You want to stop eating ice cream and you try to test yourself. You walk past where the candy aisle is and the ice cream and you're thinking, I've made it. But then the ice cream is like, hi, my name is Bluebell. The chocolate is good today. I say this from my own experience.
And mine.
Yes. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to sentence you to the 2 years deferred adjudication, a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Let me ask you this, when you have the children for the weekend, is there someone else with you?
No.
That's a problem. Are your parents here or somebody who can be with you when you watch the children?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm going to order for now that you not have unsupervised contact. Do you understand why?
What?
Hmm?
Um,
Do you understand why I'm saying that?
no.
All right, so you love your two children.
Yes.
All right, so let's say you need a babysitter for your children. You talk to Phyllis, you talk to your mom, and your mom tells you, hey, this Stephanie Boyd person, she's a great babysitter. And you check my references. I babysat the president of the United States children. Everybody just loves me. But you're like, I love my children. They're the most precious things to me on this earth. I want to see how she is around my children. So I come over and you watch me with your children. I'm like the Black Mary Poppins. Your children love me. We're singing songs. And you say, oh my gosh, she's so great. And your children is like, please, daddy. They're looking at you with the eyes, like the Puss in Boots eyes. They're looking at you, daddy, please let us have Stephanie as a babysitter. And you say, okay, you're hired. And as I'm walking out the door, I say, oh my gosh, I got this job. I love your children. And then I come back, I said, look, I need to be honest with you. I'm going to test positive for marijuana if you drug test me. I use meth, but I don't use it that much. I only use it once a week. Do you still hire me to watch your children?
No.
Why not?
Because they'll be around my children.
See, and that's what you're doing. So that is why. Now I may change it, but for now, you can still have your children for the weekend, but it's going to have to be supervised by your mom or dad. You understand?
Sure.
And once you get clean and sober, probation will tell me and that will be changed. Okay. I'm doing this so that your children are protected, but you can still have some time with them. So that's a goal you can reach. All right. So it's going to be 2 years deferred adjudication, no unsupervised contact with minors, proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. Field visits 2 times per month until further notice. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. If the TAP evaluation says outpatient treatment, we're going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. If it says inpatient treatment, we're going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. So I'm giving you a chance. If he ends up testing positive for meth after 2 weeks, then we're going to do a referral to felony drug court. There's to be no contact and restitution, if any, to Michael John McLaughlin. And if you want to have, if there's an issue with restitution, you think it's too high, just let probation know. The judge said, I can have a restitution hearing. And then we'll have that hearing and we'll call Ms. Bill. 150 hours of community service restitution, 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination with a booster. Court is not requiring you to do that, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to ask for parenting classes, and we'll do parenting classes with Triple T. And once you complete those parenting classes, which you must, the remaining of your community service hours will be waived. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand? All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Perez, they didn't ask for a theft course. I'm gonna give you one. Do not take what doesn't belong to you. Do not go into any place that you're not invited to go into. And if a third person is inviting you to someplace and someone asks you to leave, you need to leave. But before you even accept their invitation, make sure that they are able to bring a +1. Okay? All right, good luck to you. Probation will go over conditions. Always nice seeing you, Miss Bill.
Good seeing you, Judge.
All right, have a good one. Is calling 2022 CR 6496, State of Texas versus Brian Parker. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
defense?
And Eric DeWalt, and I represent Mr. Parker, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we are in a middle of a jury trial. Jury has been selected but not sworn in yet. So Mr. Parker, you are aware that you have a right to a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to continue to proceed with the jury trial, or do you wish to enter a plea? And have you had an opportunity to discuss entering a plea with your attorney as opposed to proceeding with the jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. You received all the discovery and reviewed it with your client.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Parker, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with felony in possession of a firearm? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court will again state for the record, a jury trial, a jury has been selected. Are you asking the court to allow you to enter this plea and not proceed with the jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Very much so.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement,
No, ma'am.
which there is no plea bargain agreement? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You are pleading open to the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that the court will make a decision on whether or not to grant your application and also whether or not to send you to prison? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, the only motions that the court is aware of is the motion in limine. Were there any other motions beyond that?
I had tendered pretrial motions, but you didn't rule on them. We're fine, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed.
Outside your agreement or the request, because there is no agreement, the request from the state is that your supervision be for a term of 2 years, there'll be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Again, did you understand that this is a plea that's open to the court? Those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to consider those recommendations. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Yes,
Yeah, just for the record, the recommendation was for 2 years deferred adjudication. That was our recommendation.
okay.
And a fine.
Again, we were going to probate the fine, Your Honor.
All right. But again,
It's
you
okay.
understand that those are recommendations from the state, but you are pleading open to the court, so the court does not have to follow or consider any of those recommendations. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, again, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Judge, state offers states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to go over that in its entirety. No objections to its amendments.
Mr. Parker, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Again, you understand that a jury has been selected in this case, and the state, if you were proceeding with jury trial, the state would have to present witnesses in order to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. Did you understand? And did you understand today, the state will not be presenting any witnesses. The state will be presenting their evidence in the form of judgments, police reports, and witnesses' statements, but there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. With regards to his application for deferred adjudication, the court will hear argument. State,
Your Honor, we're recommending deferred adjudication. Due to the nature of the case, it is one where we felt that it was appropriate here.
defense.
If I may, Your Honor, I got to know Mr. Parker through this period getting ready for trial. He is a convicted felon. He pled during the pandemic year when he was in custody for a 1244 and understands that he's not supposed to be around weapons or anything like that. When we chose to go forward, he heard that you took off the plea deadline. And so we understand that we are pleading open to the court. In getting to know Mr. Parker, his outward demeanor is very quiet and stoic, but once I got to know him, he's intelligent, he's caring, and he's a hard worker, but he has 7 children. We got a good chance to talk last night. He went and talked to his family, and he understands that deferred adjudication isn't an option going to a jury. It's either guilty or not guilty. And he weighed all his options. That's why he's coming today asking me or asking the court to possibly consider deferred adjudication. I believe this is a changing point in his life. I know the state recommended to waive the fine, which helps my client tremendously. But I believe he will be successful on your deferred adjudication. And he's seen the justice system work in a different way, seeing the jury and coming this far. I know he's asking for a chance at deferred adjudication. I'm asking that you follow the state's quasi recommendation and please grant him deferred adjudication.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Brian Parker?
All right. Are you employed?
No, not right now, man.
So how are you supporting 7 children?
I go to honor and staffing. I do that like frequently. Whenever they have a job opening. So I recently was working at True Blue granted his home, but I had to quit because I had to start watching my kids.
Children, kids are baby goats.
You know?
Kids are baby goats. So you're watching your children. How old are your children?
My oldest is 14. I've been taking care of him since he was 2.
But no, I want the ages of all your children.
My biological ones,
All right, how many biological children do you
I
have?
got 6 biological, and I've been taking care of.
What are their ages? The
Oh.
6.
8, 6, and my boy 5, 4, 3, and 2.
And the other child that you say is not your biological child?
He's 14.
Now, so you have a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old. What are their dates of birth?
One is
Well,
December
let's start with the
2nd.
8-year-old. What's the date of birth?
Her name's Anna. She's December 2nd, 2014.
6-year-old,
Zelaya Harris, December 19th, 2016.
5-year-old,
Anthony, he was born October 20th, 2015.
you're doing a question with me. I wasn't there.
I don't know the years that they was born. I could tell y'all their birthdays and
Well, they need that. Let me just give you a hint. Moms are tired of being in charge of keeping birth certificates.
Mhm.
Moms have to keep the birth certificates. Mom keeps the social security cards.
Mhm.
dads need to start knowing that. So you need to know everybody. So the 4-year-old, what's the date of birth?
Yes, ma'am. October the 4th,
3-year-old?
October the 4th. I mean, no, his is February 22nd. And then I got the 2-year-old October 4th. They both by the same mama. They end up having the same birthday.
All right.
They 2 years
So you
apart.
have, so that's the same mother.
Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am.
How many mothers are with these children?
I only have two.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. And the 14-year-old, what's the date of birth?
His is February 5th. I don't know, I'm not his real father, but I've been there since he was like 2.
Well, see, I hate when people say they're not somebody's real father.
But I'm really,
You're the stepfather, or
no, I'm
you're
really,
just somebody passing
no,
through.
I'm his real father, but I ain't mean like, bloodline. No. But I've been there since day one.
Right, you're gonna have to get a job. You have to support children.
Yes, ma'am.
As I tell everyone, children, you cannot put them at Travis Park and say, you've been created, go forth and live.
Yes, ma'am.
And children need more than love. I know people say, I love my children, I give them love. This is not Little House on the Prairie where somebody's working, bringing in the crops. You've got to financially support them. So it takes love, it takes financial support, and all of the children are going to need help with schoolwork. How far did you go in school?
Oh, I got my GED at like 16.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life to better yourself?
I honestly just see my life as just raising my kids, making sure they don't go through what I went through.
Well, I mean, it's more than raising your children, because kids are baby goats.
Mhm.
So, no, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out where you're planning on going with your life, because a minimum wage job, it's going to be very difficult, even if the mothers are helping you and you all are pooling your money. A middle-aged job for 7 children is really not a lot. And then if your children decide to go to college, I think everybody here can tell you, depending on what they want to do when they go to college, every one of these children is at a minimum of $100,000. So 7 children, if they all decide to go to college, that's $700,000.
Yes, ma'am. I was trying to start a trade at SCI, but I had stopped there too. I was trying to get a trade for HVAC, but I stopped there too. I was just started watching the kids.
Kids are baby goats.
Baby goats.
That's the definition of a kid. It's a baby goat.
Oh, children.
Yes. All right, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you are going to get drug tested today.
Marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
All right. You're not allowed to use marijuana on probation. You're not allowed to drink alcohol while on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And marijuana is not something that you should be using, period, when you have children, because you're trying to set an example for them.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say, well, I only smoke marijuana outside the household. Guess what? Your clothes smell like marijuana. And then children go to school smelling like marijuana. And then when children go to school smelling like marijuana, guess what? All the other children know what marijuana smells like, and they tease them. Ha ha, your dad used marijuana. Ha ha, your dad doesn't have a job. Because children can be cruel. And sometimes people say children are really, really cruel. They just don't have a filter. So they just come at it 100% honesty. And sometimes that's true, but then sometimes children have been raised a certain way and they are cruel. So don't let that be a hindrance from your children, something that you've been doing that's impacting their life in a negative way. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's a $1,500 fine. And who's taking care of the 7 children right now?
Their mothers, right now. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, where are they?
Like today, right now?
Yes, because they're not in the
School.
courtroom.
Everybody in school.
Well, not the 2-year-old
The 2-year-old go to daycare.
and the 3-year-old.
He the only one that ain't in school.
So who's taking care of him?
His mama.
All right. So basically, you're going to get a job.
That's fine. I always get a job.
Well, you say that, but you don't have a job right now.
It's because
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
All right. You're getting a job. You're getting employment. You're an adult male. I will tell you, in my household, and I say my household, But when I was growing up, you know what the rules were in the household? You're either going to school or you're getting a full-time job. The end. There was none of this. Oh, I have these children. I'm taking care of them because I can't find a job. No. And I think all sexes are equal, but at the same time, there's just something odd about a man not getting a job to support 7 children and the mothers getting jobs to support 7 children. It takes a team effort. And I think people here who are parents will tell you it takes a team effort to raise children. And part of that team effort is everybody bringing money into the household. All right, there's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month until further notice. I'm going to want UAs. We're going to test for levels. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. Those levels had better start going down. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I want him evaluated for gang supervision. 4 years deferred adjudication. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. If the TAP evaluation comes back with inpatient treatment or intensive outpatient treatment, we're going to start off with outpatient treatment with probation. I'm going to want 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you get the COVID vaccination with the booster. The court is not requiring you to do that, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to want parenting classes with PPP. Once you complete those parenting classes, the remaining hours will be waived, but you must complete parenting classes. Do you understand? There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Probation, if you wish to count the field visits as reporting, you may do that. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Once a week. Is there anything else? All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Now's your time to say, Judge, I really need this. This would really help me.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Is there any way, I understand you put in a $1,500 fine, any way to hold it in abeyance to get him started on the right track?
Oh, I probated it.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Sure. All right, is there anything else you need from the court? Are you sure? Now's the time to ask. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because you pled open to the court, but you waived your right to appeal. You do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And can I see that for one moment, Mr. DeWalt? I just need to correct this part. Because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And now you know, even though it's a 1244, you are not allowed to possess any weapons or ammunition because a 1244 conviction under certain circumstances is a felony conviction. You understand?
Yes.
And from here on out, everything that you do, you need to be asking yourself, is this a choice that could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years? Do you understand? If there's a confusion, you think, maybe it will, maybe it won't, don't do it. If your answer is like, yes, if I get caught, this is what's going to happen, then don't do it. Because otherwise you have the potential for going to prison for 10 years, in which case your 2-year-old will be 12, potentially by the time you come out. And I think the last thing you would want is for your children to be visiting you at the Bexar County Jail or at some prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Should we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Sorry, I put it in the wrong file. All right, who's here on Jesus Martinez Cantu?
That would be me.
All right, when I set conditions, I set conditions based upon what's been told to me, based upon my conversations with you, based upon police reports. You don't get to move just wherever you want to move. So you're saying that your uncle drinks alcohol, so therefore you're leaving and you're moving with your girlfriend and your newborn and your girlfriend's family. So who gave you permission to go to Medina County? So why are you making your own plan? You don't get to make your own plan in this court. I do. And how long has this been your girlfriend?
What I see.
And when you say you live with your girlfriend's family, who all lives in that home?
The mother's husband and the brother and my daughter and my wife.
How many bedrooms are in that home?
There's 3 bedrooms.
So where are you sleeping?
In a bedroom with my girlfriend and the baby,
And where is her brother sleeping?
and the other bedroom.
And then the other is the mother and her husband?
Correct.
And what are you bringing to the household other than your body?
Well, I go to work and I try to help out with payments or whatever I can. So
And then we have this where you are not submitting to your analysis that you forgot to submit. What is up with that?
what? When was it? I think it was November.
In December, they say you were in the hospital and you tested negative, but you didn't.
December negative. That was, oh yeah, December. I was in the hospital. I had abscesses under my armpit, arm, and I had to go to the hospital to get them extracted and removed because they were really, really, really bad. And I have a chronic condition, it's called HS, and I have to go get go see a dermatologist I believe, to go see what's going on with that. So.
All right. And what is your girlfriend's name?
Mercedes Hernandez.
All right. Are there any other issues?
Great. Great, yeah. To the right, to the right.
All right. So he needs to continue in the gang diversion program.
I need to. So the only issue with the field diversion program is that they do the field visit, but the field visit wouldn't apply because it's outside of the county. So I need to know what your role is as far as moving.
I want field visits. And there's no way to have field visits if he's in Medina County?
Yeah, I can check to see if it can be transferred, but since it's a reception county, they don't transfer and we don't do the field visit inside of it.
All right, this is what's going to end up happening. You're going to be allowed to live in Medina County for 3 months. You better save up your money and then you're coming back to Bexar County because you're under the gang diversion program and you need to be supervised and there needs to be well, let me ask you this. Is he still on GPS?
Negative.
Oh, yeah.
I can see it.
All right, so I'm going to give you a choice then, since you're still on GPS.
No, he's not on.
I know.
Oh,
I'm going to give him a choice since he was on GPS. My word choice strong. This is your choice. You can move back to Bexar County and you'll need to be back in Bexar County in 3 months, or either I'm putting you on GPS. And actually, you know what? They have this. Are we able to do this now?
I haven't had an opportunity to check with them.
All right, let's see if we're able to do this. If we're able to do this, we'll put him on the checkups app. But if we're not able to do this, he'll be on GPS. So do you prefer to move back here in 3 months or be on GPS or either this checkups?
I'll try to move back and make it happen.
Somebody doesn't want GPS, which I find very concerning.
Well, I do GPS. It's really up to you. I have no concerns. I have no problem with it.
I'm completing everything. I'm going to my classes. I'm doing my drug testing.
Do you have a phone, a cell phone? All right, so if you can call this checkups say that they can do GPS. It's only $19 a month. Can you afford $19 a month?
Yes.
Well, they say $19.99 like the thing.
So
But
it
it-
run out to like 21.
Maybe $21, $22 a month.
That's better than 280.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Contact the checkups people to see if they can put him in their program. And my understanding, they're already doing it with pretrial services. But they say they're able to monitor him wherever he goes, and they will have random check-ins for him with face recognition. So let's see if they can do that. If they can't do that, then you're gonna have to be back in Bear County within 3 months. Is there anything else that needs to be addressed? Right, you do not make any moves unless you get permission from the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
All right. And do we have parenting classes for him?
I could double check on her. He currently in the VIP course. He
Mhm.
completed the state ISF as well.
All right, this is what we'll do because he has 200 hours of community service restitution. In lieu of those 200 hours of community service restitution, add parenting classes. Everybody needs that. All right, is there anything else you need from the court? All right, thank you. And Vashawn, pretrial services, my understanding, they have been doing that checkups app for a while now.
Yes, Your Honor, I just have to see if it's approved by probation.
Okay,
So I'll give it to her.
all right, thank you. You're welcome.